is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are LA.
Last night, the Angels went long ball 3 times for their 9th consecutive victory at home. Today, Garrett Richards is on the mound, and the brooms are out as the Halos go for a 4-game sweep of Houston. Angels, Astros, next.
It is a hot, beautiful day for baseball here. Family fun day at the Big A. The Angels and the Houston Astros getting ready to wrap up this 4-game series. The Angels have won 9 consecutive games here at home. Hi, everybody, from inside the Big A, we welcome you back to Angels Baseball here on Fox Sports West, along with Mark Gubiza. I'm Victor Rojas. Last night, the Angels picking up their 50th win of the season. Their 25th come from behind, and of course, the long ball certainly was prevalent.
Yeah, Victor, down 5-2 at that point in the 7th inning, and taking a look at our AT&T Uverse rewind, all of a sudden that lead went away for the Astros. It all starts off with a very good swing. Coming off the bench, pitch hit, 2-run home run. David Freese continues to drive the ball well. Then Albert Pujols, the moment wearing the Angel uniform, drives a 2-run home run, giving the Halos a lead. C.J. Cron with 2 on, a 3-run home run. He started the inning with a base hit in the right field. So 3 home runs, 8 runs scored after being down 5-2. That's what this team is all about. Not giving up. When they get an opportunity to score runs, they've been scoring in bunches.
A 54-minute bottom of the 7th, 14 men to the plate and 8 runs on the board. And the Angels pick up the victory and now look for that sweep today. Garrett Richards on the mound for the Angels. Colin McHugh on the bump for the Houston Astros. We're just about ready for baseball here at the Big A. Sit back and relax. Lineups and first pitch when we return.
Angels Baseball is brought to you by CarMax. Start the search for your next car at CarMax. By Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit HEFINS.com. By the all-new 4-door Fiat 500L. Visit FiatUSA.com. And by the UPS Store, your one-stop shop for your small business needs.
Great song to come back to. The Angels picking up the victory last night by the final of 11-5. Garrett Richards not wasting any time trying to pick up the finale of this 4-game series, and perhaps even learn a little bit later on tonight if he is a member of the American League All-Star team. Let's take a look at Bo Porter's starting 9 for the Astros at 36-53 on the season. They will have Jose Altuve leading things off in second. Jason Castro will serve as the DH today. George Springer in right. John Singleton the cleanup hitter at first. Matt Dominguez at third. Alex Presley gets a start at center. Gonzalez over at short. Carlos Corcoran the catcher, and Kike Hernandez back out in left field as they take on Garrett Richards, 9-2 on the season at a 2.81 ERA.
And he's been fantastic in his last 6 starts, 5-0 with a 1.49 ERA for Garrett Richards. But the keys for Garrett today: repeat his mechanics, stay within there, keep that front shoulder tucked in, finish off his pitches, and basically keep it simple. Don't overthrow, maintain that velocity from the first inning all the way to the 8th or possibly 9th inning today.
Let's take a look at the defense for the Angels behind Garrett Richards. Josh Hamilton at left, Mike Trout at center, Cole Calhoun at right. The infield consists of John McDonald, Eric Ivor, Howie Kendrick, and C.J. Cron from third to first. Hank Conger gets his second consecutive start behind the plate.
And even though Garrett is a ground ball pitcher, anything hitting the air is going to be a difficult play. And Cole Calhoun has played an outstanding right field position this year. 5 outfield assists, no errors. Very good as far as coming in on the baseball, and reads the baseball behind him very well also.
Halos last night offensively, 14 hits on the heels of the 16 hits they had in Friday night's game. They have swung the bats well against the Astros. They had 9 hits in the opening game of the series on Thursday, and as we mentioned, looking to make it 10 in a row here at the Big A. Altuve ready to lead things off, and today's first pitch being delivered by the UPS store. A warm one this afternoon, and that usually means fly balls will carry quite a bit in the outfield. Altuve hitting .338, a couple of home runs, 26 runs batted in, held hitless last night, 0 for 4. Using a new bat as he broke his bat in his 9th inning at bat. Hitless now in the last 2 games for the Angels, 0 for 5 2 nights ago. He opened the series with a 3-hit performance, going 3 for 5. He shoots this one foul.
98-mile-an-hour fastball. The consistent velocity for Richards has been outstanding this season.
Mentioned it's warm, 87 degrees at first pitch. Slight little breeze blowing. 1-1. Boy, jammed a little pop of foul.
That's a running 2-seam fastball. That'll make you walk out of the batter's box for a while. That's what Altuve's trying to regain the feeling in his hands after that pitch.
Oh, a lot of little fans, literally and figuratively. That's why you need those misters.
Yes.
1-2, broken bat pop up. C.J. Cron is there, so that's 2 straight at bats in which Altuve has broken the lumber. The Angels have done a nice job since that opening game. And he went 3 for 5 against the major league leader in hits.
So key to keep him off the bases. Not only have to deal with because of the speed, also 37 stolen bases. Your attention's away from the hitter because you have to step off and throw over so often.
There's Jason Castro. And Bo Porter had every intention of having Castro catch today. Castro got the start behind the plate last night, but because of that 7th inning that took 54 minutes, opting to have Castro serve as the DH today, and Corcoran gets a start behind the plate. 227 average for Castro. 7 home runs, 34 runs batted in. He had a 3-hit game last night, including a double. How's this one back, and it is 0-2.
Boy, that last time where Garrett faced Houston down in Houston, he was outstanding, went 8 shutout innings. And what he did so often in that game, when he got ahead of the count 0-2, he finished off the hitters right away.
Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Down goes Castro. 2 down.
And just like that, when you have movement on your fastball and it's downstairs like that in the strike zone, just go right after the hitters. Conger's setting up on the inner half of the plate, and this fastball rushes up with that type of movement at 99.
Springer looks at a strike. Hitting .239, 17 home runs, 46 runs batted in, back out in right field after getting to start at center the last couple of games. 0 for 4 last night. Was hit by a pitch by Hector Santiago as he lifts this one fouling out of play. And it is 0-2. Garrett, of course, coming off a very, very good month of June. 4-0 and a 1.05 ERA. Made 4 starts. Check that, 5 starts. About 4 runs in 34 and a third innings, and was not named the American League Pitcher of the Month.
Not named. That is amazing.
0-2 pitch outside.
That's a great miss. That's what we talked about so often. 0-2 fastball right off the outside corner. Now, as a hitter in Springer, is he going to go fastball in? Is he going to go slider away? Is he going to go fastball away?
And back inside.
Now you have him set up for that hard slider down and away.
Another 1-2. Breaking pitch lifted foul and out of play. Some souvenirs in the upper deck. Halos with the victory last night. They're 29th here at home. They are 29-14, best home record in baseball.
It's 2 sliders he's throwing to Springer here. He hasn't quite got out in front and snapped that one off. And the conversation right away from Hank Conger to Richards, just get out there in front with that pitch and snap it off. You can even afford to bounce that pitch off the outside corner to get a swing and miss.
Springer's a guy that, as hard as he swings, has pretty good plate coverage. A lot of times you get guys that try to pull everything, and especially with the big swing, but he has some pretty good coverage and power the other way. The 1-2. Check swing. He held up. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
It's a pretty good take. That was a sharp slider.
On that fastball that he threw to Altuve now, right?
Yeah, if you could throw that 2-seamer in, he has to be aware of something way if you're Springer.
2-2. All right, but with the breaking ball, he got him. Back-to-back strikeouts for Richards. A 1-2-3 inning. Right at the bottom of the first. Calhoun, Trout, and Pujols coming up for the Angels. Starting 9 for the Angels at 50 and 36, still 3.5 back in the American Midwest behind the Oakland Athletics. Cole Calhoun leading things off in right, Mike Trout at center, Albert back to the DH spot as Josh Hamilton is in left. He will serve as the cleanup hitter once again. Eric Ibar short, Howie Kendrick at second. C.J. Cron gets started at first. Hank Conger behind the plate, and John McDonald, second straight night, start at third base as they take on the 27-year-old right-hander born in Naperville, Illinois, grew up in Georgia. His name is Colin McHugh.
McHugh, fastball is 89 to 94. Slider, curveball, changeup. Throws a lot of curveballs, a lot of sliders. Been pretty solid as far as hits per innings this season. The keys against McHugh, big fly success, especially on an afternoon game. The baseball is going to carry well. He has given up 8 home runs, and look for the off-speed pitches because he throws a lot of. Only 44% of his pitches this season are fastballs.
McHugh's had some success against the Angels. 2 starts this year, 1-1 record, a 1.50 ERA, 12 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs in those 2 starts. Cole Calhoun to lead things off. Cole last night a 3-hit game, 2 singles and a double, 3 for 5. Average at 290, 8 home runs and 21 runs batted in. No balls, 2 strikes.
2 good pitches there for McHugh right away on the outside corner and down.
Going back outside, and that's downstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Angels at home this year, 260 team batting average. The road average 262. The 1-2 breaking pitch, and that's hit sharply to Altuve. Can't handle it. One hopper and goes into that slide. And it'll.
Well, you know, we see that so often from infielders. They go into a slide to try to use the glove hand to make a play instead of trying to get in front. Although this baseball's hit well, I still think Altuve has a chance to at least get in front of that ball or not have to slide, where it forces you to be real quick with your hand to knock that ball down as you go into a slide.
Yeah, I mean, even if you don't get in front of it, just reach to your left, stay on your feet.
Because when you slide, the glove moves, your eyes move. It's very difficult to track a baseball, especially hit hard like that by Calhoun.
I think a lot of fielders nowadays go into that, as we've talked about a number of times, probably to avoid the error or the possibility of an error. As Trout takes inside for ball 1. So Cole picks up a knock. Leadoff man on board. And Trout at the plate, hitless last night. Ended up going 0 for 5 with a couple of strikeouts.
We'll see if McHugh tries to stay upstairs the whole game like Feldman did last night. A lot of high fastballs trying to avoid something down in the strike zone. Well, the dangers about throwing upstairs with a fastball, though, in a day like today, it can go a long way against you.
Misses outside. It's 2 balls, no strikes. That's Larry Vanover, by the way, calling the balls and strikes today. Paul Noward at first, Angel Hernandez at second, and Adrian Johnson over at third. And through the first 3 games, we've had some strike callers in this series behind the plate. And Larry Vanover, very similar type umpire. Trout backing out. 2 ball, no strike count. Just joining us, Garrett Richards retiring the Astros in order in the first, including a couple of strikeouts. Calhoun with a leadoff single stands at first. 2-0, jammed him enough. Fouls it off to the right.
All 3 pitches so far in this sequence against Trout have been elevated.
Watch out.
And upstairs once again. All 4 pitches. They're trying to stay upstairs. As you can see in our Fox tracks, every single pitch is at least belt high, if not higher, in this sequence. Pretty good idea what they're trying to do against Trout, trying to avoid at the knees or lower with any pitch.
3-1 on the way. Fouled it off to the right. Albert Pujols on deck. Full count here on Trout with nobody out. Calhoun takes off. The 3-2 is a swing and a miss. The throw down to second is in time. But strike him out, throw him out. Looked like Trout chased, but would have been ball 4.
Yeah, high pitch, well out of the strike zone. Like we said, in this sequence, that was the approach. Perfect throw for Corbin to be able to get Calhoun. First time he's been caught this season.
Trout's had 1 hit in the series, and that was the home run, the walk-off home run he had on Friday. Let me rephrase that. 3 hits in the series. We got the 2 that he had on Thursday, the opening game. 1-0 to Albert.
That's just a bit outside.
A bit outside. Making sure he did not miss within the strike zone. Perhaps even changing a little eye level.
Or area code, one of the two.
Yeah, that's kind of like a video game. Pujols in his 511th career home run last night. See how's this one off to the right. 2-1.
You often hear that terminology, purpose pitches. I don't think that was on purpose.
Albert's had back-to-back 3-hit games. Last night a single, double, and a home run. Takes inside. Corcoran thought that was good enough to be called a strike. It wasn't. It's 3-1.
It's back-to-back 3-1 counts against McHugh, the Trout, now Pujols.
14 pitches, 7 balls, 7 strikes. Full count. McHugh's got that sneaky fastball. Done a nice job this season for Houston. That one almost hits Albert, and it's a walk, so to put a man on with 2 outs.
We'll go with our Hyundai key to the game today. Oh, Pink Floyd. We have an album coming out in October. Another brick in the wall, part 2. Driving the ball against the wall and over the wall last night. See if the Halos can do it again today. Certainly been swinging the bats well against the Astros. Back-to-back games, big flies and line drives at the wall.
Appleton looks at an off-speed pitch for a strike. He has seen a lot of off-speed pitches in this series against Houston. Averaging .301 with 5 home runs and 21 runs batted in. He was hitless last night, going 0 for 4. Drew a walk in that 7th inning. Now Altuve out at shallow right field. Off the plate. And with the warm temperatures here in this afternoon game, the outfield for Houston playing a little deeper than we saw in the first 3 games of the series. Hamilton in the hole at 1-2. McHugh claimed off waivers from the Colorado Rockies in December. Pretty good find as Hamilton just waves at that slow breaking pitch. And the Angels are done here in the first. We'll head to the second, scoreless. Key of standings in the American League West. We mentioned the Angels 3.5 back. Oakland won yesterday over Toronto. They will take on the Blue Jays today at the Coliseum. Their new acquisition, Jeff Samardzija, on the mound for the A's. Toronto, of course, will head here after that game. The Angels and Blue Jays will tangle in a 3-game set beginning tomorrow night. 2 night games, Monday and Tuesday, and then a day game on Wednesday. John Singleton takes downstairs, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. It'll be Singleton, Dominguez, and Presley, 4, 5, and 6 against Garrett Richards. And a 1-2-3 first, including strikeouts of Castro and Springer. Astro, first baseman, hitting 174, 5 home runs, 16 runs batted in. 0 for 4 last night with a couple of punch-outs. Breaking ball is in there. Evens up the count.
And that's the thing that Garrett's been able to do this season. So consistently get back in the counts, fastball counts, able to throw a strike with his breaking pitch.
Last start for Garrett against the White Sox. Picked up the win. 3 runs all earned. 2 hits, 8 innings of work. Those 3 runs coming off 1 swing of the bat by Jose Abreu. First inning of that game. So it's a swing and a miss. 1 and 2.
Good hard cut fastball underneath the hands of Singleton.
Fouled back. Count remains at 1 ball, 2 strikes. This one pulled foul. Singleton, a Long Beach native, Millikan High School. Part of that Hunter Pence trade with Philadelphia. A lot of power in his bat. He homered a couple of nights ago against C.J. Wilson, a 3-run home run to right.
Try to get him to chase a hard slider at 89 miles an hour.
A lot of power in this Astros team. 93 home runs. Puts them 4th in the American League, but unfortunately they have not scored a whole lot of runs. They are 14th in the American League in runs scored, 15th in average, 11th in slugging. Second to last in on base percentage. Called strike 3. Down goes Singleton, 1 down. 3 consecutive strikeouts for Garrett.
Well, that one at 98. That's in the outer part of the strike zone. Boy, perfect spot. He threw some inside. He's going upstairs. And then finally, the first pitch he threw on the outer part of the plate paints the corner.
That looked like a guy, the product of a guy looking for that breaking pitch down and in.
Or even something hard in fastball.
Yeah.
What a spot.
So 1 out, nobody on. Here's Matt Dominguez. This was lined out toward right field, and it's going to get down for a hit. First base run of the game for Houston. Matt Dominguez is the proud owner of that single. He had 2 hits last night. Folks, on Tuesday, when the Angels take on the Blue Jays at 7:05, fans in attendance will receive the Cowboy Rally Monkey, courtesy of Jack in the Box, while supplies last. Purchase tickets today at angels.com. Stop on by.
Can't wait.
Oh. Be a great night for baseball.
Matt Dominguez now 5 for 14 against Richards. Didn't necessarily square that baseball up, but fought it in the right field for a base hit.
Alex Presley, the batter. He's the center fielder today. Good speed. Pulls this one over to first. C.J. Cron's got it. He'll take the out at first. Had plenty of a time to throw out Dominguez at second.
Yeah, you can see by the look by Eric Ibar there standing at the base. So it's a pretty good range. Dives, looks up at Eric Ibar, has time to make the throw, but maybe uncomfortable in the path he would have had to take the throw the ball to second base. But look, Dominguez is not even close to the base at that point.
I think Dominguez was anticipating.
He was almost going to get a rundown, almost try to stop, or getting away of the potential throw back to first base because Presley with good speed.
So man in scoring position for Marwin Gonzalez, starting shortstop today. Breaking ball for a strike. Houston last night 2 for 6 with men in scoring position on the series. They are 4 for 18. Hamilton shallow in left field as that pitch is down low. Gonzalez, .277 average with 4 home runs, 7 runs batted in. Better hitter from the left side this year than the right, .280 compared to .263. Now the 1-1. Gonzalez looks at the strike. 1-2. He's got that pitch working today.
No question. He's throwing the curveball in the sequence and the hard slider. And that's the thing about Richards. He has 4+ pitches. And once he gets a better feel for his changeup, that is going to be a very effective pitch also.
Dominguez, the base runner at second base with 2 outs here in the second. 1-2. Swing and a base. Down goes Gonzalez. 4th strikeout of the afternoon for Garrett. We'll head to the bottom of the second. Scoreless.
Coming up later in the game, we'll check out the big news from around the majors on the Carl's Jr. Sports Update. I mentioned earlier, a certain pitcher making his debut on the mound up in Oakland, and the New York Yankees picking up a pitcher today in a trade.
Did I spoil your Carl's Jr. Sports Update? We might have to compare notes before the game now. Sorry, Ben.
That's all right.
All right, I got dinner on the next roadie.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
First time for everything, I know. There's the bottom of the second. Ivar, Kendrick, and Crone to face Colin McHugh. He had a couple of strikeouts, a hit, and a walk allowed in that first inning. Helped out by the strike him out, throw him out double play. Trout chasing what would have been ball 4, then Calhoun getting gunned down for that second out. Eric Ibar hitting .278 on the year. This after going 3 for 5 last night. 2 singles and a double, had an RBI, stole 2 bases, and scored 2 runs. Takes outside. Matt Dominguez in on the grass just in case Ibar has any ideas of dropping one down. That's yanked foul.
But early on for McHugh, a lot of fastballs. The only batter he threw a lot of off speed was to Josh Hamilton. That's not the norm, but then again, this is the first time through the lineup for McHugh.
Originally an 8th round pick of the Mets in 2008 out of Berry College in Georgia. Had some time in the big leagues with Colorado last year, as well as the Mets. And that was just a waiver pickup, reclamation project, if you will. 3 balls, 1 strike. A guy that, at least here in the early parts, likes to work from the first base side of the rubber and work away to left-handed batters.
Usually when you make that adjustment to pitch on that side of the rubber, you're trying to throw inside on left-handed batters.
Full count. Third full count for McHugh. Ended up throwing 20 pitches in that first inning. Astros needing a pitcher in their bullpen. Called up right-hander David Martinez. Had some depth for them. Domingo Santana, the right fielder, was optioned back out. 3-2. And that is a called strike 3. A slow curveball drops in there, and Q picks up his 3rd strikeout.
Well, he drops the curveball in after a number of pitches all over the outside part of the plate. Couple in, couple way off the outside corner. One down and in, and then drops a very good curveball in the strike zone to get a call 3rd strike.
Mentioned the Astros made a roster move. The Angels did so as well. They optioned out Michael Roth, who pitched 2 innings and picked up the win last night. They sent him back down to Double-A Arkansas, and they reinstated Fernando Salas off the disabled list. Salas in the bullpen. And the Angels back down to 1 lefty in the pen. That is their new acquisition, Joe Thatcher. Sharply hit to Marwin Gonzalez. Bobbles the first shot. And that is out number 2. Well struck by Howie. Nothing to show for it, though. 2 outs. Bases clear for C.J. Cron.
And early on for McHugh, effectively wild. When he misses his pitches, a lot of them have been well out of the strike zone. But also has been able to paint his fastball, even his curveball also. Doesn't allow the hitter to dig in and look for a spot.
C.J. Cron was the man that started that 7th inning rally with a single to right. He capped the scoring with a 3-run home run. One ball, 1 strike. They play him to pull. 3 infielders on the left side. Home run for C.J., his 9th of the year. .295 batting average. 27 runs batted in. 1-1. This is flared down the right field line. Springer racing into foul territory. Can't get there. This is what C.J.'s home run looked like last night in that 7th inning.
Well, you can see how strong he is. That's a fastball middle in. And it was a no-doubter with 2 on. 3-run home run for C.J. Cron.
The Angels weren't done either. They loaded the bases back up after that home run. A walk, a strikeout, wild pitch. And then Trout ended up striking out with the bases loaded. 74 pitches thrown by the Astros pen in that 7th. 1-2, slowly hit to the left side. Gonzalez has it. Had a lot of spin on it. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Colin McHugh. 2 in the books here at the Big A. We're scoreless. of the game. Tweet us your photo using hashtag WestFanPhoto, and it could be shown in an upcoming game broadcast. We can't guarantee it, but there's a possibility.
Like it.
There's a chance.
There's always a chance. A lot of youngsters here today.
A lot of folks.
Warm day.
Taking cover in the
Yes.
shade. Underneath the overhangs. Trying to stay cool. 8 down and 1 for the Astros. Corporate, Hernandez, and Altuve. Garrett Richards, 4 strikeouts, 1 hit allowed. Corporate, a switch hitting catcher, hitting .220. It's 5 home runs, 13 runs batted in. 0 for 4 Friday night in the start behind the plate. One ball, one strike. Good fastball once again.
Challenging him. Talk about keys for Garrett. Just keep it simple. Go after him with the fastball. With the movement he has, both the cut action and sink action, sets up his secondary pitches so well.
1-2 now. Chopper foul on the third base side.
.32 pitches thrown, 25 of them in strikes. Only 7 out of the strike zone so far for Richards.
Two balls, 2 strikes.
That went just off the outside corner. Looked like Garrett wanted it, but it just ran off the corner, though.
Angels with the win last night, now 5-1 in the month of July. As Corcoran loops one towards short. Ibar can't get there. It falls in for a base hit. Corcoran is on board. Kike Hernandez coming to the plate.
Weighing 97-mile-an-hour fastball, jammed him. But it runs away from Ibar as a left-handed batter getting jammed just by the dive of Eric Ibar.
Hernandez 6 for 15 to start his big league career with a home run. 2 runs batted in. Takes downstairs. First opportunity to see Garrett Richards and vice versa. And it's 2 balls, no strikes. Second hit allowed by Garrett. That base hit by Corcoran.
Both hits have not been hit well. That one by Corcoran, just by Ibar, and then Dominguez's base hit in the right field off the end of the bat.
Corcoran not a lot of speed, standing at first base. Three down.
Then you're running into the tough part of the order with Altuve on deck.
Hernandez 2 starts in left field, 2 starts at shortstop in this 4-game series. 3-1. So get it over fastball at 99.
I'm going to rate that exact same spot again. Got a chance to get a ground ball to Howie on a fastball at that location.
And he walked him. So the first two have reached now. Free pass to the 9th place hitter. We'll put 2 men on for Jose Altuve, the leadoff man.
One a very tough hitter in Altuve. He handles the bat so well. They're in a difficult spot now. Especially a very aggressive hitter. Generally will go after the first pitch fastball.
Richards jammed him in the first inning as he popped out to C.J. Cron in foul territory. Outfield shallow. Hamilton, Trout, and Calhoun from left to right. Altuve at the plate. John McDonald in on the grass. Cron creeping in at first. And a breaking ball on the corner, 0-1. If he hits it sharply at somebody, you got a chance for double play. Infielder's got to move left or right. Difficult play as far as turning to Altuve's speed.
That's grounded into 9 double plays, which is surprising with that speed. That means he squares up a lot of baseballs.
Off the plate, 1 ball, 1 strike. Leadoff single by Corcoran and Hernandez with the walk. Second and first, respectively. One on the way. 2-1. All of a sudden, it's kind of changed the game plan, trying to overthrow away to right-handed batters. First 2 innings, very smooth delivery.
Yeah, just muscling up on some of his pitches.
Quick visit by Hank. Good hitters count now at 2-1. Altuve still leading the league in hitting at the start of the day. So Adrian Beltre creeping up. He's second now with a .335 average. 3-1. Jason Castro on deck.
Keep that front shoulder tucked in a little longer, pulling off on his pitches.
(3-1) now. Altuve chops one to third. McDonald touches the bag, fires a second. Low throw. They get the force out there, and it's a double play.
All right, nice job by John McDonald. Good scoop by Howie. And a double play on a very good hitter in a great fastball count. McDonald steps right on the base and then throws right to Howie at second base. As much as we love to see the old triple play, it'd be very difficult to do so without Altuve running. Good scoop by Howie. Able to control the baseball.
Altuve at first, 2 outs now. Jason Castro, the batter, the strikeout victim, his first time up.
Well, you got to believe Altuve is going to try to steal quickly. Great decision by Howie. He's not going to be able to turn a triple play, so you want to secure the baseball like he did. Very smart play by Howie Kendrick at second after the nice play by John McDonald.
One ball, no strikes on Castro. Grew up in Castro Valley, California. Lays off. 2-0. Again, hasn't quite been able to just kind of
This inning, yeah, the first two innings have been great.
Quality pitch here. Get out of it. No damage. And put it behind you. Seems like every starter at some point has a little hiccup. Gets on the ropes.
No matter how well you're throwing during the course of the game, there's at least one inning in which things go away from you. It's how you get through that inning where your mechanics aren't as solid determines if you have a chance of winning a game or not. When 19 pitches thrown this inning, only 8 in the strike zone as compared to what he did in the first 2 innings, but still can make it through without any damage.
Castro, a product of Stanford University. Checked in on Altuve. First round pick by Houston after his junior year. Finally got his degree this past offseason. Altuve leaning at first, thought about going as Castro hits one out to left field. Is it going to hang up for Hamilton? It does. So Richards works out of it. 2 on, nobody out situation. Nothing for Houston. We'll head to the bottom of the third scoreless.
Best all-star games you're going to ever see. 31 years ago today, former Halo Fred Lynn with the bases loaded. Grand slam off of Atlee Hammaker. The only grand slam in all-star history. The odd thing about that, before Fred Lynn came up, they walked Robin Yount intentionally.
Now the all-star game's coming up Tuesday, July 15th. Derek Jeter, the captain, taking the field in his last all-star game ever. It'll be a special night. Special coverage begins at 4:30 on Fox Sports 1, followed by the 2014 All-Star Game, 7:30 on Fox.
Well, I remember that All-Star Game so well.
Yeah.
When you think about it, intentionally walking Robin Yount, so Hammaker, a left-handed pitcher, could face Fred Lynn, a left-handed batter. Grand slam. You see the reaction as he's crossing home plate. It means a lot to win that game, whether you're an American League player or a National League player.
Atlee Hammaker,
former Royal.
Great name. Hank Conger to lead things off here against Colin McHugh. He bounces this one through the shift and into right center field, a base hit. Hank came in batting .233 and 0 for 3 last night. Picks up a single to start this third.
Tell you what, Hank Conger deserves a lot of credit for getting Garrett Richards through that last inning on a 3-1 count. Jam Altuve, one of the hottest hitters in all of baseball, to get into a double play ball, got through the inning. Those two have worked outstanding together this season.
Yep.
ERA .93 with Hank behind the plate with Richards.
There's John McDonald getting the start, second consecutive start at third base. Takes a strike. McDonald last night 0 for 2 before he was pinch hit for in the 7th inning by David Freese. Dominguez in on the grass. Would not surprise me to see John McDonald bunting here. Top of the order. Cole Calhoun on deck. Especially the struggles that the Angels in 2 starts have had against Colin McHugh so far.
Vanover giving McDonald a little time, something in his eye. It's going to have to be a good bunt. Hank Conger doesn't have much of a lead at first base. Ideally, you would want to punch that bunt down the first base line and force Singleton to come in on the baseball.
Pushes the ball on the first base side. Singleton grabs it. Did he apply a tag?
Saying out of the baseline.
Out of the baseline, yep.
But I'm wondering about that because where are you going to run?
Right, exactly. Mike Scioscia's going to come out. And
you can't run through him. I mean, John McDonald doesn't have a path to run at that point. But the job done by McDonald as far as getting the bunt down to the first base line.
They didn't say it was on the tag either.
It didn't look like he applied a tag.
No. I mean, the call from Larry Vanover was the fact that he had run out of the baseline. The call stands. It is 1 out. Sacrifice advancing Conger to scoring position. Cole Calhoun 1 for 1. He's singled to right his first time up. Takes a slow breaking ball for a strike.
Well, he's been hot of late. The last 32 games, a .356 batting average. Will go up even higher with a base hit in his first at bat. Two of the hottest hitters since June 6th in this game today.
There's the 1-1 downstairs. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Pretty good arms in the outfield here for Houston. If Cole can get a base hit in the outfield, will be a challenge to score.
But Fallon out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Breaking pitch, line of center. Conger, a little hesitation, moving back towards second base. Will be stopped at third. Well, Cole Calhoun, a second hit of the game, puts runners at first and third with 1 out for Trout.
Another multi-hit game for Calhoun. Mike Trout coming up. The runner in scoring position, 2 men on, and he's been fantastic this season as far as in these situations. What it last at bat, McHugh threw Trout a lot of fastballs and a lot of elevated fastballs, including him to swing at one out of the strike zone on a 3-2 count.
Oh for 1 with that strikeout. And that hit him. And Trout certainly not happy about it, especially the guy that has shown pretty good control in Colin McHugh.
Especially a number of fastballs that have been up and in on Trout in this entire series against Houston. And that's a fastball was supposed to be inside. Not necessarily hit Trout, but he was certainly throwing that ball off the plate to try to jam him or make him aware of it, that's for sure.
It's third time Trout's been hit by a pitch, so they're loaded up for Albert. Albert drew a walk in the first inning. Bases loaded, 1 out. There's the first one. Breaking pitch off the plate. Off speed. One ball, 1 strike.
Well, we talked about it a lot, even talked to Albert after the game, the success he's had throughout his career against the Astros. An opportunity to drive in a few runs here with the bases loaded.
Conger at third, Calhoun at second, Trout at first. There's the 1-1 pitch. That is fouled back right above us. 1-2.
Oh, this is a great swing from Pujols. They have to freeze. Cut the depths to 5-4 with 1 on. Albert Pujols, big time home run, 2-run home run. His 19th of the season. Huge home run.
Corcoran set up outside. Here's the 1-2. Breaking pitch, popped up behind the plate. Corcoran giving chase and runs. Never saw it. That ball landed on the warning track.
Almost looked like it hit the netting coming down, though.
He had a tough time finding it, using that bare hand to kind of shade his eyes. So new life for Pujols. Count remains at 1-2. Albert hitless this year with the bases loaded. The Angels as a team have really struggled in these situations. And here's Brett Strom, the pitching coach, going to come out in a 1-2 count.
And this is an odd time to go out.
I mean, you're feeling pretty good about yourself.
Especially with a swing like that from a guy as good a hitter as Albert Pujols is on a pitch like that.
Angels as a team, a 188 batting average with the bases loaded this year. Long conversation, too. .45 pitches thrown by McHugh. 28 have been strikes. Conger with a leadoff single. McDonald a sac bunt. Calhoun a single, and Trout hit by a pitch. Hamilton on deck. Albert with back-to-back 3-hit games. He's homered at both. Going back outside. This one's pulled beyond the reach of Dominguez into left, a base hit. Conger comes in to score. Calhoun being waved in, and the Angels have a 2-0 lead.
And Pujols continues his domination of the Astros. 2 big RBIs. First hit with the bases loaded this season for Albert Pujols, and it's a big one. A good hard breaking ball down, a pretty good pitch, but he went down and got it over Dominguez's head, driving in 2.
Good read by Cole Calhoun from second base. Albert now with 57 runs batted in on the year. He's been on board twice. And again, you go back to that visit by Brent Strom. An odd time to visit. The pitch, it was too good with 2 strikes.
As a hitter, and I'm going to ask this to Albert tomorrow, when a guy throws a good breaking ball like that.
Hamilton shoots one back up the middle, flips it to Altuve for the force out relay back out of time. The ball gets away from Singleton. Trout does not stop running. 3-0 Angels. A gift run courtesy of Jose Altuve and John Singleton.
Yeah, sometimes you get a little greedy on a play. You're not going to be able to turn 2 on Hamilton on that one, but the low throw. And as a first baseman, Singleton, you almost become a catcher. Keep that ball in front of you because you have no chance of turning 2. Well hit by Hamilton, but well positioned by the Astros with the bare hand, the quick throw. And Hamilton's already by the base. And if you're Singleton, you get off the base and keep that baseball in front of you. Trout sees that, is able to score, like you said, Victor, a gift run.
Error on Altuve, his 4th of the year. Hamilton reaching on the fielder's choice, 2 outs. Here's Ibar. Hamilton takes off. Eric fouls it off.
And back to your point about that visit to the mound, as a hitter, you have a bad swing on a breaking ball. I mean, when you're going out there with a conversation with a pitching coach, you got to believe he's saying, hey, let's go right back with that exact same pitch. That allowed Albert, even though his hips were open, he let the bat long enough back in the strike zone to make contact on a pretty good pitch because he was looking a breaking ball there.
Oh, 1 down and in. 1 ball, 1 strike, and that pitch too. As a matter of fact, a couple of them breaking pitches to Albert. Perhaps a product of the swings that he has taken in this series, because earlier in this year that was almost automatic in a double play situation, bases loaded. They were running fastballs in on him, and he's been rolling over to short or third.
Well, you've taken that out of his mindset. Yep. You got to believe that's the conversation they had. Hey, go right back with another breaking ball.
1-1. Breaking pitch, Sky down the right field line, and that'll head foul. It's 1-2. 3 runs here in the 3rd for the Angels to take a 3-0 lead.
Well, nice job by Pujols once again. Really starting to get hot. Now 57 RBI on the season.
Picked up his 1,555th career run batted in. Now tied with the Willie McCovey for 41st all time.
Well, Willie McCovey can crush a baseball.
One, 2. Ibar lays off the high fastball. Eric struck out looking on a slow breaking pitch in the 2nd.
Well, what a momentum shift. 1st and 2nd, no outs. Altuve with a 3-1 count. Hits him in a double play. Richards gets through the inning. And what the Angels do, they come right back and score 3 in the bottom of the inning.
Pulled to the right side. Altuve's got it. And that will end the inning with the Angels strike for 3 on 3 hits. Albert Pujols got it started with his 2 RBI single. 3-0 Angels. Folks, now is the perfect time to reserve a suite rental during the summer. Suites offer 12 to 36 guests the opportunity to enjoy the game in an intimate and luxurious atmosphere. Suite rentals offer all-inclusive food and non-alcoholic beverage options. To reserve that suite today, call 888-796-HALO or log on at angels.com/suites. A 3-run third inning for the Angels. And Houston, here in the fourth, will counter with 3, 4, and 5. Springer, Singleton, and Dominguez against Garrett Richards. Springer, the right fielder, struck out in the first, so he's 0 for 1. One of 4 strikeouts for Garrett. 1 walk, 2 hits. The first one down and away.
Again, that front shoulder just pulling off quickly for Richards. The last inning plus. Keep that front shoulder in like he did the first 2 innings.
Breaking ball in there. That's a good way to do it, that slow breaking ball.
Exactly. Same thing as a hitter. When you pull open, your front hip will go open. You don't have as much plate coverage. Same thing as a pitcher. When your front shoulder flies open, very difficult to throw a strike in the zone.
Fouled off to the right. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball. Conger caught it. Shows it to Larry Vanover. There's out number 1.
Got him with a curveball. Got him with a slider last at bat. Very good curveball. Talk about that front shoulder staying in. Get on top. The finger off the baseball. Index finger applying the pressure. Snaps it. Swing and miss.
John Singleton struck out looking in the second inning. 0 for 1. Takes a big rip, comes up empty. Texas lost today. They get beat by the Mets. Kansas City lost to Cleveland 4-1. Some of the finals already. This one outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tampa Bay and Detroit will play later on tonight. As a matter of fact, later on tonight, we'll also get to know who the American League and National League All-Stars will be.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah. A week from tonight, you got the Futures game. A week from tomorrow, the Home Run Derby. Then a week from Tuesday, the All-Star game. 1 and 2. Now it's single.
It's going to be a fun game. And there's so much talent in baseball. And I was just looking at the roster of that 83 team when Fred Lynn hit the grand slam. A lot of Hall of Famers on that. You always see a number of future Hall of Famers in that All-Star game for both sides.
1-2, called strike 3. Down goes Singleton. Back-to-back punch outs for Richards. 2 down.
Staying away against Singleton, then paints the outside corner, just tipping the bottom part. But every pitch was away against Singleton, avoiding that power he has on the inner half. Twice now called 3rd strike.
Matt Dominguez singled in the second inning, so he's 1 for 1. Takes a little bit high. 2 hits for Houston. Dominguez and Corcoran, both singles. Matt with good numbers in his career, brief career against Garrett Richards. 1-1.
Reason being that Dominguez is trying to get his arms extended. Even a good fastball like that, that's the pitch where Dominguez can make good contact. If you run a fastball up and in on him, very difficult for him.
Ground ball to short. Ibar's got it. And Richards with a 1-2-3 shutdown inning. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th. The Angels leading at 3-0.
Jalapeno Rancher Barbecue Ultimate Cheeseburgers. By Time Warner Cable, enjoy better. By the 2014 Camry, at your Toyota dealer today, we make it easy. And by AT&T, mobilizing your world.
Halos with a 3-0 lead as we begin the bottom of the fourth inning. Kendrick, Crone, and Conger do it for the Angels. Here gets Colin McHugh. 2 RBI single by Albert Pujols, and then Mike Trout scoring on the throwing error by Jose Altuve on the fielder's choice that Hamilton reached on. So 2 earned, 1 unearned.
Good shutdown inning for Garrett Richards. Well, what a series Howie's had against the Astros.
Hit one sharply, but right to the shortstop Gonzalez in the second. Howie 0 for 1. Watch out. Another one up and in. McHugh last inning hit Mike Trout.
2 pitches trying to go the outside corner, dropping his elbow, running that one well inside against Howie.
Two balls, 1 strike.
And the reason why you'll see pitchers try to run a fastball against Howie or Mike Trout, because they look out over the plate, and their position of their bat is to try to get the ball to the middle of the plate, middle away, and drive it well. So they're not going to give in on that inside part of the plate. So there's going to be some pitches thrown up and in like that, and very difficult to get out of the way of it.
Full count. McHugh ended up throwing 20 pitches in that last inning. He's thrown 57 so far. And the way the Astros pen had been used over the last 2 nights, they need McHugh to soak up some innings. Even though they made a call to the minor leagues. Breaking pitch, and there's a walk. Leadoff man on board for the 2nd straight inning. Second walk issued by the right-hander. Crone coming to the plate. Crone 0 for 1, a ground out to short. Just missing outside. Now he's gone 2nd time through the order to a lot of the off-speed stuff, which you talked about. That's kind of his bread and butter.
And that's the norm. Now all of a sudden you start to use the big part of the field. He tried to run the fastball in early. Now it's away with breaking stuff.
Overthrown fastball. Now I was going to ask you, just after that pitch, we've seen 2. One that hit Trout, one up and into Howie. Here comes Brent Strom. Because he's gone to that off-speed stuff all of a sudden, it looks like he's perhaps lost that release point on that fastball.
Yeah, a lot more breaking balls. His fastball early on, and you mentioned sneaky fast. Yeah. It certainly was. It was getting some odd swings against 92, 93. But now going back in that pattern where he's done before this entire season, as far as a lot of sliders and curveballs, he's lost the feel for his fastball to be able to spot and taking away his deception on his fastball. Now he's put himself in a predictable fastball count against a very good fastball hitter. And C.J. Crone, his 4th time in this game already. He's going 2-0 to a batter.
Two-0 now. Well, with the fastball, caught the corner, 2-1. Houston with no runs, 2 hits, 1 error. They've left 2 on base. The Angels 3 runs, 4 hits. 2 men left on so far.
See, for me, McHugh would be a lot more successful if he went fastball right there, followed up with a slider consistently throughout the game for him.
Because he doesn't have that sharp curveball like Garrett does. It's more, it seems as if it's more of a get it over, tantalizing curveball.
Exactly. But if you can spot the fastball away like that, it becomes more effective.
Yeah.
But if you're not throwing your fastball for a strike, it becomes hittable.
Big lead for Kendrick, so McHugh trying to keep him honest.
The thing is, Bo Porter knows Mike Scioscia loves certain counts to put a hit and run on. That whole right side of the infield wide open for C.J. Cron if he gets a fastball or breaking ball away to hit it through the hole.
Jammed him enough with that fastball. Evens up the count at 2-2. Leadoff walk to Howie Kendrick. He stands at first. Back-to-back full counts for the right-hander to start this inning. And he got him with that slow breaking ball. Fourth strikeout for McHugh. Howie remains at first base. Here comes Conger.
What a slow curveball. This has been a good one from McHugh. 12-6 variety. Hips open, just like we talked about with Garrett Richards. When you fly that front shoulder open, same thing happened to C.J. Cron on the swing on the slow curveball.
Hank 1 for 1. He had a single his first time up. Scored a run. Hank going with the sleeves today. Trying to retain all that heat.
Yes. So he's trying to keep his hands lower. Better opportunity to use the whole field.
Last couple of times around, we've seen third baseman playing near the third base area in the shift or defensive alignment. And it's probably because we've seen Conger try to attempt a bunt a couple of times. He's picked up a hit as well that way. This one's fouled back. 1-1.
That was a good swing by Hank, too. He's thinking in terms of going the other way. Let that baseball travel a little bit deeper and not in the mindset of trying to turn and pull on something, especially it's middle away.
One and two.
Boy, Howie's starting to get a good sized lead at first base. Yeah. 10 stolen bases on the season for Kendrick.
Two balls, two strikes. Well, the Angels at least making McHugh work and throw some pitches now. Had a 1-2-3 inning in the second. Aside from that, base runners throughout the game against McHugh. Kendrick takes off. The pitch is fouled back. Boy, Howie got a good jump on it. Howie's been trying to time it. But with two strikes, you got to protect at the plate. Kendrick with 10 stolen bases.
Angels with 3 players with 10 stolen bases. Yeah. Trout, Ibar, Kendrick.
Halos as a team 6th overall in the American League, 54 bags. Two. Howard doesn't go this time. This one's fouled off to the left. Hank backing out. tough month of June for Hank. Trying to turn things around now. Beach ball is landed on the warning track out in right field, so we're waiting for that now.
Beach ball was moving pretty good.
Yeah, breeze blowing it across. Today's one of those days that if you're out there in the sunshine with a beach ball, it's like, forget about this, guys. It's too hot. I'm not interested. Trying to limit movement. 2-2, little number back to the mound. He fires to Gonzalez over to first, and a 1-6-3 inning-ending double play. 4 in the books. 3-0 Angels.
It by Rams trucks. Albert Pujols with the bases loaded. Q, good breaking ball against Pujols out in front, but just out of play. Brent Strom, the pitching coach, comes out an unusual time to do so, but throws the exact same pitch, and the future Hall of Famer makes the adjustment on that breaking ball, looking for one zone and producing a 2 RBI single. Good adjustment made by Pujols. Odd decision to go out at that point, but well done by Albert.
Garrett Richards, after a 1-2-3 fourth inning, will face Presley Gonzalez and Corcoran here in the fifth for Houston. That's 6, 7, and 8. 3-0 Halos. It's Colin McHugh. Looks like he's dealing with something on his hand, and Houston has someone working in the bullpen right now. Presley looks at a strike.
Usually you'll see that a lot in spring training, beginning part of the season, especially when you're throwing a lot of breaking balls. You have your fingers on the seams of the baseball, and when you throw a lot of breaking balls, you're going to have that blister action.
One ball, one strike. That's the man they just called up before the game today, David Martinez. Got called up from AAA Oklahoma City. Ground ball to second. Now he's got it. Presley retired for the first out here in the fifth. He's 0 for 2 today. And the Junior Angels Kids Club, presented by Farrell's Ice Cream Parlor Restaurants, is accepting members for the 2014 season. This year, members will receive a Mike Trout shirt, Angels, sunglasses, ticket vouchers, and more. To register, log on at angels.com/Junior Angels. Junior Angels. We need to get Patrick O'Neill some of those Angel sunglasses. Now,
yes.
Got a pair of the Kings sunglasses.
Got to get him some Angel ones.
Wearing them throughout Chicago, right? He's not on the next road trip. That's in Texas. Marwin Gonzalez looks at a strike. What is our next roadie after this one?
I'm trying to think. We don't go on the road for a while after the All-Star break.
Baltimore, Tampa Bay, and then the Dodgers.
Oh, that'd be even better. All the way through that one.
Yeah, short flight too from Tampa to Los Angeles. This was lined back up the middle, and Gonzalez picks up a 1-out single. Third hit allowed by Garrett. Man on with 1 out. Corcoran coming up. Gonzalez thought about going to second.
Garrett Richards, as he delivers the baseball, he's falling that way. Just saw it out of the corner of his eye to be able to avoid that line drive back up the middle.
But I mean, you got throwing up that wrong hand though. You know, you got the glove there, and I know it's one of those chuck and duck things. And you go back to last night's start for Chris Archer with the Tampa Bay Rays on a ball hit right back the middle, tracking it.
Yeah, he threw the glove up and kept the pitching hand out of the way. It's almost like a catcher behind the plate, keeping the throwing hand away from danger.
Watch out. That was up and in and gets away from Conger. Corcoran gets dusted. And Gonzalez advances to second. A wild pitch.
That's the 16th wild pitch this season for Richards. That's a cut fastball. One and late on the movement to get out of the way of that by Corcoran. Fortunate enough, it was above the helmet.
1 ball, no strikes. Corcoran had a single out to shallow left in the 3rd inning. Garrett falls behind here. 2 balls, no strikes. Perhaps a little rattled after that liner back up the middle.
That is very difficult. Trust me, when a line drive that close to you as you deliver the baseball, it takes a while to clear that out of the mind.
3-0. All right, Corcoran, the 8th place hitter, came in batting .220. Takes a strike, 3-1. Has some pop in his bat, but a guy that more times than not will get himself out.
He's looking at one zone, middle in, especially down in the inner half.
Chopper towards second base. Ibar cuts it off, fires the first, got it.
That is a great play, knowing he has momentum going towards first base on the throw as compared to Howie coming in. Backhand will be taking away most of his strength in his arm as he's falling away from his throw to first base. It's the reason why Eric Ibar has won a Gold Glove and should be an All-Star. That's an outstanding play. What a play. Good read, great decision. And he's over in the shortstop part of the base, and still perfect throw and get Corcoran out of first base.
So 2 outs, a man at third now. Quick visit by Conger out to Richards. Kike Hernandez, a left fielder, up. He drew a walk in the 3rd. So no official at bat for him. Angels with 3 runs in the 3rd inning on 3 hits. 1 error by Jose Altuve. Went around. Down and in. Hank stabbing at that pitch. Be careful with a man at third base. That's 1-1.
And this running, sinking fastball ideally you want to turn the glove the other way around. So sometimes when you do that with your glove, it's going to get away from you.
Yeah, you actually knock it away from yourself. 1-1 pitch. Breaking pitch. Swing and a miss. Big hack by Hernandez.
And it seemed to be the other day, Hank got a hard-running fastball that looked like it got his thumb. And it's so hard as a catcher to be able to frame pitch, especially when it's running like that, when you're trying to run and catch a 96 to 98 mile-an-hour fastball when your thumb is not feeling as well as you would like.
Especially with Garrett, because while you may call a two-seamer, sometimes it'll run more so than others. You anticipate. 1-2 pitch. It's in the dirt, blocked by Conger. Gonzalez was hustling down the lines, able to get back. It was blocked by Hank.
Always a wise decision, though, as a catcher. Get rid of that mask as quick as possible. Able to block that one, but if you touch the baseball with the mask, the runner is awarded an extra base. So drop that as quick as possible.
Two balls, two strikes with 2 outs. Halos in the bottom of this 5th inning. We'll have 9, 1, and 2 coming up. Looks like they'll be facing a new pitcher. 2-2. Full count.
He's pulling that breaking ball with him off the plate, Garrett is.
First full count for Garrett. He's issued 1 walk, and it was to Hernandez. It's a guy you want, even though he has swung the bat well since coming to the big leagues. You don't want Altuve coming up. He's on deck. 3-2. Swing and a miss. Down goes Hernandez, and Marwin Gonzalez stranded at third base. Went to the bottom of 5th. Angels still lead at 3-0. For the 5th with no damage. Garrett now with 7 strikeouts on the afternoon as we begin this bottom of the 5th. Angels will face a new pitcher as right-hander David Martinez takes over from Colin McHugh. We walk into our broadcast booth. A hot one today. Temperatures near 90. A little muggy here today, but overall the Angels offense capitalizing on Colin McHugh, and we believe that it's a blister issue, and that's why he's no longer.
Yeah, Albert's the big hit, continues to swing the bat so well against the Astros. An RBI single, 2 RBI single, and Garrett Richards has been outstanding. We assume there's a good chance that Richards is going to make the All-Star game announced tonight. He's certainly pitching like an All-Star so far in this game through 5 innings.
David Martinez, the 26-year-old native of Venezuela, called up before the game today. Takes over for Colin McHugh in our in and out, who's in, who's out. Martinez at AAA, Oklahoma City, 5-6, a 4.92 ERA, He was primarily as a starter. 16 games, 12 starts.
Martinez fastball is 89-94. Slider, changeup, split finger fastball.
Martinez pitched in 4 games last year with Houston. 1-0 record and a 7.15 ERA. Missing inside. 1 ball, 1 strike on John McDonald. Had a sac bunt his first time up. Outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Colin McHugh tonight, or today I should say. 4 innings, 4 hits. This one's rolled to short. Marlon Gonzalez goes out McDonald for round number 1. 4 strikeouts, 2 walks, 3 runs, 2 earned.
And back down to the bullpen now for the Astros, where they have struggled. ERA for the bullpen, 5.23 this season. Starters have been pretty solid at 3.95.
Yeah, last night's 7th inning certainly did not help that bullpen ERA. Feldman went 6 innings and allowed 2 runs on 6 hits. The bullpen ended up collapsing. Calhoun 2 for 2 with a couple of singles. He's also scored a run. Trout on deck. Boy, that one bounced about 3 feet in front of the plate. And Calhoun actually tending to the divot.
He's a good golfer.
Looks like it got Larry Vanover in the mask.
Well in front of the plate and right off the mask and shoulder area.
Off speed, loop down the left field line. Dominguez giving chase, and he can't get there. Also having to deal with that sunshine.
And that's one of the very difficult play. You're running back. You have no idea where the baseball, you know kind of where the area would be, but it's very tough to track the baseball. Sunny day like this, especially when it's not hit real high.
Two balls, 2 strikes with 1 out. Down and in. Martinez did face the Angels last year. 3 innings of relief. Gave up 2 runs on 3 hits, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. His only appearance against the Angels in his career. Brief big league career. Payoff on the way. This was fouled back. And there's a walk.
3 times on base again today for Calhoun.
Trout today 0 for 1. A strikeout victim in the first, was hit by a pitch and scored in the third. First one in for a strike. Third time Trout has been hit by a pitch. That third inning fastball ran in on him. Cue. This one's out to right field. Now it's going to get down for a hit. Calhoun rounds second. He's going to try to go to third. The throw from Springer's cut off.
Yeah, aggressive, great off the bat for Trout. Calhoun was, and goes first to third. The commitment right away to try to get the third base by Calhoun on the base hit from Trout. Good base running. In a high pitch above the belt, going the other way. And Calhoun right away, the commitment to try to go to third on a very good throwing arm of George Springer at right field, gets into third base, giving Albert Pujols another RBI opportunity.
So Albert will bat with runners at the corners and one out. Pujols, a 2 RBI single in the third. He's also drawn a walk, so he's 1 for 1. Outside. Evens up the count. One. Lifted on the first base side. Singleton drifting over, dealing with the sunshine, and can't make the play.
Now we're trying to get at least, the very least, a fly ball that can score Calhoun. And great numbers in his career versus the Astros, including 122 RBI with 2 more today, 124 career RBI during the regular season against the Astros.
Calhoun at third, Trout at first, the 1-2. Pulls this one foul, jammed it with a fastball. Five hits now for the Angels with the Trout single to right. Snapping a little 0 for 6 for Trout. Hamilton on deck. Off the end of the bat. Good sharp breaking ball there for Martinez. Good location too with 2 strikes. Now we're just getting a piece of it. 2 RBIs that he picked up in the third, giving him now 1,555 in his career. They got him on a pitch that was up and in.
That's one of those backup breaking balls, a mistake pitch. But as a hitter, you see it reading it, not much spin on that slider, but it's tough to lay off the pitch. Hanging slider, unable to make contact with. It looked too good to hit. It's too hard to make good contact with, though.
The runners remain at first and third, and it's up to Hamilton. He's 0 for 2 today, a strikeout victim of the first. Reached on the fielder's choice in the third inning. Two for 14 in the series. Josh 0 for his last 8. A couple of hits in Friday night's game, a couple of singles. Takes a strike on the inside corner. They wanted an appeal, went around. Adrian Johnson rings him up.
We cannot hold off on swinging at that fastball that ran off the corner. Yep, no question.
Oh-2 upstairs.
Big opportunity to add on here. 3 runs in the third, and an opportunity to expand the lead.
One-two pitch, a swing and a miss. Down goes Hamilton. The Angels leave a couple of men on. Here in the 5th. We'll head to the 6th. 3-0 Angels.
Summary. Albert Pujols with the big base hit with the bases loaded. His first base hit with the bases loaded, drives in 2. Reds score a gift run on an error at first base, and then Garrett Richards has been outstanding. Breaking ball, fastball command, 97, 98. Consistently throwing that heater by the Astro hitters. 7 punch-outs through 5 innings for Garrett Richards.
Garrett to face 1, 2, and 3 for Houston here in the 6th inning. Altuve, Castro, and Springer. 3 runs in that 3rd inning for the Angels, and that has been all. Richards has thrown 75 pitches. 3 hits allowed. 7 strikeouts, 1 walk. Altuve 0 for 2, a pop-up and a fielder's choice. Takes inside for ball 1. This is line to center. Altuve had been hitless in the last 2 games, and his first 2 plate appearances today. Picks up a hit. Leadoff man on board. I'll bring up Jason Castro. Castro, the DH today. 0 for 2, a strikeout in the first, a fly to left in the third. Had a very good series, 5 for 11. Came in batting .216. Looks at a strike.
Castro has rolled into 9 double plays.
Slice foul and out of play. And it's 0-2. Nice catch down there. That's why you bring the glove.
Real nice play. Wow. Showing some hops. Could that be the one?
There's always a chance.
There's always a chance.
Castro backing out. No balls, 2 strikes. Short lead for Altuve at first. Springer on deck. 1-2.
That's a pretty good pitch.
Pretty good read by Castro. Looks like he got that was anticipating that pitch.
Well, I thought this pitch hit the strike zone. Good breaking ball. And it's not where the ball ends up at the end into the glove of Hank Aaron. It's where it crosses the plate, and that got the bottom part of the strike zone.
Got him on the breaking ball. Down goes Castro, 1 down. Strikeout number 8.
Followed the breaking ball with the exact same pitch. Snaps it. Good 12-6 break. The other one, borderline a strike, forces the hitter to commit to a swing and unable to make contact.
Springer lays off on the first one. He has struck out twice so far today. 0 for 2. Altuve yet has shown that he wants to get going on the base paths.
Richards did a good job as far as holding the baseball.
He went around that one. Larry Vanover needed some help there. Paul Nauert brings it up 1-1. And the bat almost hit his back. Richards has gotten Springer on a slider and a curveball. Those 2 punch outs.
Now Altuve was thinking about going on that one. That's a good decision. Every once in a while, just step off to make him aware you're still paying attention to him, but still keeping the focus on a very dangerous hitter.
Runner goes, a throw down to second, almost hits Richards in the back. A big swing by Springer, and it's 1-2.
A pretty good jump, but the good thing that Richards stayed down low. Richards has been impressive this season, and even knowing when to get down on a throw back up the middle at him. Still pretty close play at second.
Yeah, almost got an assist. 1-2 now. Breaking ball, fouled back. Stolen base for Altuve, his 38th. '85 pitches thrown by Garrett so far. The 86th is down and in. Evens up the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
You have 55 strikes of the 86 pitches for Richards. 8 strikeouts in this game.
Two. Full count. Richards is ready. Glance back to Altuve. 3-2. Got him looking.
Nasty.
Two down.
Great location. A slider that he throws for a strike. Springer knew it, especially after the pitch before a fastball just off the outside corner. 9 strikeouts now for Richards.
Altuve remains at second base. John Singleton, the batter. Singleton so far today 0 for 2. Twice has struck out looking. Waving at the breaking ball. It's the 5th time this year that Richards has had 9 or more strikeouts. Established a career high against Atlanta on June 14th. 10. 0-1. 0-2.
Boy, that's the zone where Singleton usually hits well, but because he's aware of the breaking ball from Richards, was late on a 97-mile-an-hour fastball inside corner.
Oh, 2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Down goes Singleton. A leadoff single to Altuve. Then Richards strikes out the side, matching a career high 10 punch outs.
Boy, outstanding stuff. Slider down and in. Castro. Slider paints the corner. And then Singleton. Fastball. Punches him out.
I'd like to pay special recognition to all of our service members at home and abroad as we begin the bottom of the 6th inning. The Angels leading at 3-0. Heck of a job by Garrett Richards. 10 punch outs in 6 innings of work as Ibar tries to bunt his way on and bunts it foul.
I know there's still some time and decisions being made around baseball, but it'd be a lot of fun to see Garrett Richards get locked up to start the All-Star game against Clayton Kershaw. That'd be a lot of fun to see that.
Wow, you're going out and saying starter.
The way he's throwing, no question.
No balls, 2 strikes now on Ibar.
Take my chances if I'm John Farrell, manager of the American League team, with him starting it out. Although King Felix pretty solid himself.
Yeah.
Tanaka.
Darvish, I think, if he makes the team, would now be able to pitch if he remains on this current schedule.
When you're throwing 97 to 99 with that movement, I think the fans would love to be able to see that, especially against some of those young stars you're going to see in the National League roster.
Ibar pops it up on the third base side. This one's headed toward the seats. Garrett's next start, we believe, would occur on Friday. The Angels this week against Toronto will have Weaver, Skaggs, and Wilson. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And then it's a 4-game series against Texas. Full count.
So for the moment, the 6-man rotation has been altered.
Yep.
Weaver going tomorrow.
3-2, chopper toward the middle. Marwin Gonzalez throws out Ibar, and there's the first out of the 6th inning. A decision to make, deciding on whether Shoemaker stays in the rotation. Hector Santiago. Hector yesterday got the start, lasted 5 innings, but gave up 5 runs on 6 hits, had 7 strikeouts and 3 walks. Could always opt to keep Shoemaker in the rotation and put Santiago in the bullpen if you want to go back to a 5-man staff.
And you have some length in your bullpen.
That's the second time that fastball's gone up and in on Kendrick. It's 1 ball, 1 strike.
When this one runs well up and in. Twice Howie's had to get away from a fastball coming at the helmet area.
Howie 0 for 1, a ground ball to short and a walk. Takes a strike. 1-2.
So that's the thing that always makes you wonder, a pitch like that, the pitch before that far off the plate, and then you paint the outside corner so easily.
Told that Colin McHugh left the game today due to a right middle finger avulsion. The fingernail was pulled away from the skin. Howie goes down swinging, 2 outs. Good slider from Martinez. Martinez was in a little trouble with runners at first and third and 1 out of the 5th, but picked up a couple of strikeouts. He's retired the first 2 here in the 6th.
Well, that's a real good slider, especially it's set up during that sequence with that fastball up and in earlier in that at bat for Howie.
One and 1.
We're not wasting any time.
Crone chops one over to Dominguez at third base. And the Angels go down in order here. The 6th will head to the 7th. Halos with a 3-0 lead.
Fan photo of the game. Remember to tweet us your photos using hashtag WestFanPhoto, and it could be shown in an upcoming game broadcast. Karen Lane. I'm going with Karen.
I think you're right.
Appreciate the picture. Hope you had a good time on Cowboy Hat Night giveaway. Fun night. It's been a fun last 3 homestands, that's for sure, for the Angels. 9 consecutive victories here at home. Looking to make it 10 in a row this afternoon. Garrett Richards will face Dominguez, Presley, and Gonzalez here in the 7th inning with a 3-0 lead. 10 strikeouts for Garrett, matching a career high that he set earlier this year against the Braves. Matt Dominguez 1 for 2, a single in the 2nd and a ground out in the 4th. 0-1. Little chopper to short. Just got in on the hands there. High ball. Fires to first, 1 down.
And that's the pitch you have to throw to Dominguez. If he gets his arms extended, he's a dangerous hitter. Runs that one in. Slow roller to short.
Alex Presley twice has grounded out. Once to Crone, once to Howie Kendrick.
Boy, his 94th pitch of the game at 98 miles an hour. Consistency with his velocity.
Presley bounces one past Crone and down the line. Good speed for Presley, so he's going to try to push the issue and get to second. And he does so safely with a 1-out double. His 5th double of the year.
Number 9, Marlins.
So Marwin Gonzalez steps up. He singled up the middle in the 5th. A double by Presley, the first extra base hit for Houston today. 5th hit, 4 singles. Gonzalez 1 for 2 as he takes down and away. Good off-speed pitch. Evens up the count at 1-1.
He's been able to throw that consistently for a strike when he needs to get back in the counts.
Another one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. They got him down and in. The strikeout in the 2nd inning.
Has him set up with a couple breaking balls at this at bat also.
Swing and a miss as Garrett has just set a new career high for himself at punch outs with the 11th of the afternoon.
Boy, an even nastier breaking ball. Look at our pitch by pitch against Gonzalez after his last at bat, a hard line drive back up the middle. Starts with a fastball, gets back in the count with a get over slider, then a better slider down the inside part of the plate, then the wipeout slider to get a swing and miss. His 11th punch out of the game, career high for Richards.
2 outs, man at second. Carlos Corcoran at the plate.
Corporate 1 for 2, a single in the third. Mike Butcher out to pay a visit here. I'm not sure I understand this one. Unless he sees
something. It maybe something looked like it might have been bothering Garrett or not.
Go ahead, just double check. Hey, are you okay? Running out of gas. It is a warm day. About to throw his 100th pitch.
Exact. Next pitch will be number 100.
.99 pitches, 65 for strikes for Richards. Presley, good speed, standing at second. Corporate rolls the first one foul.
Corbin always has been known to be a first ball fastball hitter. Starting him off with a slider. 66 strikes of his 100 pitches thrown in the game so far for Richards.
One ball, one strike. Angels in the bottom of the seventh inning. We'll have 8, 9, and 1 coming up. Conger, McDonald, and Calhoun. Martinez has retired 5 in a row since a single by Trout. Yeah, really slowing things down here. Man in scoring position. 1-1.
That is a nasty slider. Boy, as a hitter, you're thinking that's a fastball. It's going to be about knee high. Ends up in the dirt. Snaps that wipeout slider down and in. As a hitter, if you make contact, it's off your leg.
Now you're hoping it's a fastball. Because that's what you are. You've already made up your mind. You're hacking.
You have to when you have to deal with 98, 99.
Now the 1-2. Tried to backdoor breaking ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Not a curveball.
Bryant's back in the 2-2. This one pulled into right, a base hit. Presley's going to be waved around. Calhoun up and firing. The throw is cut off, and Corporate has himself an RBI single. 3-1 Angels. Corporate picks up his 14th run batted in.
Breaking ball got a little bit too much to the plate. Was able to drop the head of the bat. If it's down and in a little bit more so, you can't keep that one fair. He tracked the number of breaking balls during that sequence and finally got a base hit, his second of the game.
So the Astros strike for a run here in the 7th. Now Kike Hernandez, the left fielder, up. Some scrambling going on in the Angels' pen. Double barrel action. Joe Thatcher, the left-hander. Mike Morin, the right-hander. Shouldn't they be on opposite?
I was going to say that's real close to the way that throwing action of Thatcher.
Yeah, opposite rubbers there. 0-1. 0-2.
Great spot. 97. Don't save anything in the tank right now. If you're Richards, finish off Hernandez. More than likely will be his last batter if he can finish this one off.
This one's out to center. Playable for Trout. Now good.
Houston strikes for a run on a couple of hits. In the 7th inning stretch time here at the Big A, the Angels with a 3-1 lead.
Angels baseball is brought to you by Mercury Insurance. Get a fast free quote at mercuryinsurance.com. MercuryInsurance.com and see how much you can save. And by Hyundai, the countdown to savings is on now at Hyundai's 4th of July sales event. Visit buyhyundai.com today.
3-1 Angels lead it here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Halos looking for the 4-game sweep of the Houston Astros. David Martinez still on the mound for Houston. He took over in the 5th inning for the injured Colin McHugh. Here he'll face Conger, McDonald, and Calhoun.
And my Hyundai key to the game. The need to add on here another brick in the wall, part 2. Saw some great offense yesterday in the 7th inning. We're in the 7th inning here. See if they can add on and expand the lead for Garrett Richards.
I figured that would have been the last inning for Garrett.
Yeah, even that last out, kind of a hanging slider. Went after him on an 0-2 pitch out over the plate. Fly ball to center field. But what a job once again by Richards. 11 strikeouts, a career high.
Conger cuts through the first pitch. It's 0-1.
When you look at all the games that Richards is pitching, a lot of tight, low-scoring games. Club averaging 3.38 runs per game with Richards on the mound. And a lot of them been tight, and he's throwing the ball exceptionally well.
Conger 1 for 2, a single and a double play ball. He's also scored a run. 2 balls, 1 strike. And it's 3 balls, 1 strike. 5 hits for the Angels tonight. Or today, I should say. They had 3 in that 3rd inning. Tiger skies one over to first base. Singleton dealing with that sunshine is there. 1 out.
Got some other scores around involving American League teams. Toronto losing 3-1. Samardzija throwing the ball well for Oakland. Chicago shuts out Seattle 1-0. Mets beat Texas 8-4. Kansas City loses at Cleveland 4-1. They're tied up once again in Boston between Baltimore and Boston 6-6. And the Yankees win 9-7 over the Twins.
Yankees making a trade for Brandon McCarthy of the Arizona Diamondbacks and putting Alfonso Soriano out to pasture, designated for assignment. McDonald looks at a strike. 2-1. Samardzija, by the way, for Oakland in his debut, 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk. He's thrown 94 pitches in his 6 innings of work. Check swing. Didn't go. 3-1. McDonald with a sac bunt in the 3rd and a ground down in the 5th, so he's 0 for 1. David Freese not getting the start today, still dealing with a little bit of the leg soreness from the slide at the plate 2 nights ago. McDonald cues this one foul. It's a full count.
Yeah, should be available to play the field in the next day or 2.
McDonald lifts this one out to left center. Presley is the call on the catch. 2 outs. 7 in a row now retired by Martinez since the single by Trout. Back to the top of the order we go. Cole's been on board 3 times with 2 singles and a walk. There's currently no action going in the bullpen for the Angels. Unless Morin's ready to go.
Yeah, with 2 outs, it looks like Garrett may be going back out.
Top of the order for Houston coming up in the 8th. Altuve, Castro, and Springer.
In that tight game once again, be nice to see Cole get on base and give Trout an opportunity. There's not a lot of run support while he's in the game. 3.38 while he's pitching.
2 balls, 1 strike. Three-1 on the way. And that is driven out to right. Forget about this one. Springer is back. Gone. A big fly for Cole Calhoun. It's 4-1 Angels.
Well, you talk about having a monster game. 3 hits, a walk, home run, 2 runs scored for Cole Calhoun. He's going to be outstanding this season. Fastball down the heart of the plate and a no-doubter. Short through his swing and well out to right field.
Well, the Angels get that run back, and here's Trout. Takes an off-speed pitch upstairs. 9th home run of the year, 22nd run batted in.
Batting average over 400 last 30 days for Calhoun.
The guy deserves to be the everyday leadoff man and right fielder for the Angels. One. This one's fouled back. There's the 1-2. It's a swing and a miss, so Corcoran will have to throw down the first and complete the strikeout, and that'll do it for the Angels. But they do get that run on the Calhoun blast, his 9th of the year. We head to the 8th inning. Angels on top 4-1.
Boy, that baseball crushed. 9th home run of the season for Calhoun. Astros 4-1 here in the top of the 8th. And now it's time for the Carl's Jr. Sports Update. Jeff Samardzija pitching well against Toronto as Oakland leads that one 3-1. And the Yankees acquire Brandon McCarthy, 10-game loser in the National League. The Diamondbacks sinker ball special is going to have to keep that down, that sinker, especially when you pitch those home games in New York. Right field, right center field, baseball carries well. Well, you remember the good old days before interleague play? If you were 1-10 or 2-10 on the season, you could just wash that out when you got traded over to a different league. Not anymore.
Nope.
They still get to look at that record.
1, 2, and 3 for Houston. Altuve takes 7 away. He had a single in the 6th inning. 1 for 3 game. Morin and Thatcher back up and loosening now with Garrett pitching here in the 8th inning. 1-1. Maybe a one-batter situation here for Garrett. And the left-hand hitting Castro on deck. Thatcher's yet to pitch in a game as an Angel. This one's out toward right center field. Mike Trout had Altuve played perfectly. 1 down.
It looks like Mike Scioscia is going to make the move.
So 7 1/3, very strong innings for Garrett. 6 hits, 1 run, 11 strikeouts, a new career high.
And gets a standing ovation coming off the mound here.
And 1 walk. Did a terrific job and hopefully gets named to be an all-star later on tonight. Garrett Richards down tonight, a pitching change. Joe Thatcher making his Angels debut. The Angels leading it 4-1. Richards 7 1/3. Mentioned the 11 strikeouts, a new career high for him, in line for his 10th win. The Angels' 51st inning and 2/3 left to play here, though. Joe Thatcher makes his Angels debut, acquired yesterday morning from the Arizona Diamondbacks, along with outfielder Tony Campana, in exchange for 2 minor leaguers. And he threw the ball very well for the Diamondbacks this year. 37 games, 1-0 record, a 2.63 ERA.
Yeah, fastball's 84 to 88. And a big sweeping slider.
Thatcher, 32 years of age, gives up a hit. Very first pitch to Jason Castro. And that's going to be it for Thatcher's debut. Pretty good gig if you can get it. Pitching change. Mike Moore coming into the ballgame. With 1 out. I want to remind you this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Los Angeles Angels and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP. Mike Moore pitching in his 30th game. On a relief here with 1 out, 1 on. 2-2 record, a 2.05 ERA. Pitched in Friday's game, an inning and 2/3, an inning and 1/3. In that one. This will be the 4th time this year that he's faced the Astros.
An excellent fastball. Slider command has been better. His changeup, very, very good.
He'll be facing George Springer, the right fielder. Jason Castro standing at first base. Moore against Houston in those 3 games prior to today. 3 2/3 innings, 2 hits. 4 strikeouts, 1 walk. Springer this afternoon. Happy to see Garrett Richards no longer in the game. 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. No balls, 1 strike.
What we're seeing from Moore, a lot of times his first pitch out of the bullpen, a slider. He's been able to throw for a strike.
Oh, 2. Altuve, a fly ball to center. Castro with a single off Thatcher, the only pitch he threw. And now Moore. 0-2 pitch. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Delayed call by Larry Vanover, and it's a 4 strikeout game for Springer. 2 down.
Well, he went fastball away. That's why we always talk about how important that pitch is. Even sometimes when it's a baseball or half a baseball off the outside corner, you will get those calls, or you'll get a hitter to swing at it. That's a great pitch, great location, and got the benefit of the call.
And even if he doesn't, you're ahead at 1-2, and you've given him something else to think about.
Yeah, he's got to look away. Then you go inside, you can go change up. You have many more options than that high fastball out of the zone.
That first one is Singleton, down and in. Singleton also 0 for 3. 3 strikeouts for him. Two balls, no strikes. Angels in the bottom of the 8th inning have Pujols, Hamilton, and Ibar due up. Looking for some insurance runs. Down 1 in the 7th. Cole Calhoun, a home run, 9th of the year for the Angels. They're 97th. Singleton looks at a strike, 2-1. With Singleton at the plate and a 3-run lead here in the 8th. Crone playing behind Castro, not likely to run. Makes it a little bit easier for Crone at first. 3-1. Lifted in the air on the infield. Hank Conger backpedaling out, fires the mask. Crone comes in.
What a play by Moran!
What a play by Mike Moran!
That is unbelievable.
That's the 3rd out of the inning. Hopefully Conger and Crone are all right.
What a play by Moran. The collision. And out of nowhere, Moran dives, makes a play. What an athlete. What I say about pitchers? The best athletes on the field.
C.J. Crone and Hank Conger. A collision there, but Mike Moore trying to stay out of the way of it. In perfect position to make the catch.
He was a traffic cop and ended up making the play. Directing traffic, sees the baseball, and goes a la Pete Rose with Bob Boone in the World Series in 1980.
I mean, it's clearly the first baseman's ball. Hank, any catcher for that matter.
That's impossible to go back that way.
You spin around and you're backpedaling out. You go knowing that you're going to get called off eventually.
That's like an infielder going back on a pop-up into the outfield. If the outfielder sees the ball and reads it, much easier coming in on the baseball.
But regardless, the third out is recorded. We start at the bottom of the 8th inning. New pitcher on the mound for Houston, Chad Qualls. The veteran closer now on in relief. Martinez went 3 innings, gave up a run on 2 hits, one of which was the home run to Calhoun. He struck out 4 and walked 1. Qualls pitching in his 33rd game. There's 9 saves on the year to 1.84 ERA.
He's throwing the ball well. Fastball is 91 to 95, and slider. His name's been bantered around for a number of clubs looking for a potential closer or 8th inning guy for their bullpens.
Pujols 1 for 2, a walk and a single. RBI, 2 RBIs, pardon me. Albert looks at a strike. Pujols struck out his last time up. That was against Martinez in the 5th. This is line toward the middle, and Altuve doesn't come up with it. I don't know if it got screened by Qualls, but he was in a perfect position to field that ball, but Albert gets credit with a single.
Yeah, I thought Albert hit that ball well, but it's going to get nothing to show for it. And Altuve's even looking up at the screen, too, as this line drive right back at him. Didn't see it till the ball was almost by him. Was hit low right over Qualls' head and then up the middle for a base hit. Another 2-hit performance by Albert Pujols. Also had a big 2 RBI single back in the 3rd.
9 hits in the series for Pujols. There's Hamilton, hitless today, 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Looks at strike 1. Two right-handers warming up for the Angels. Joe Smith and Fernando Salas. Salas activated off the DL prior to the game today. Michael Roth option to Double-A, Arkansas. Albert throwing out, trying to steal. Tried to get a running start, then stopped. 1 out.
First time Albert's been caught this year stealing a base. Well, at that point, you have to just go all the way through. And Gonzalez able to apply the tag out at second.
Three balls, 1 strike. Seven hits for both teams. Houston has stranded 6. The Angels have left 4 on base. Hello struck for 3 in the 3rd. And 1 in the 7th. Lone run for Houston in the top of the 7th. Full count. Payoff all the way. And he found it back. Stick around after the last out. Angels Live post game presented by your SoCal Mazda dealers, Kent French and Jose Mota. Goes Alex Curry breaking it all down. Down under the hats. Ibar on deck. Josh works the walk. Folks, follow every Angel game with MLB.com at bat on your favorite mobile phone or tablet. Get live look-ins, instant replay, scores, stats, audio, free MLB.tv game of the day, and more. Download on the App Store or log on at Angels.com for more details. Eric Ibar 0 for 3 today.
Strikeout, 2 ground outs. Swinging through the first one. It's 0-1. Score stays like this. Joe Smith will come into the ball game. Angels tack on some insurance. Salas. Hamilton takes off, and this one sliced through the left side. Hamilton will turn second and head to third. Nice hit and run. And the Angels have runners at the corners for Kendrick.
Yeah, going with the pitch with Gonzalez vacating his position to cover the base with Hamilton going. Boy, perfect hit and run put on by Mike Scioscia. Well done by Eric Ibar to get Hamilton to third base.
Howie 0 for 2, a ground out, a walk, and a strikeout. The only out recorded was that of Albert running into and out at second base. Single, a walk, and a single for Qualls. First time he's pitched in the series. Houston's headed to Arlington to take on Texas. Texas lost earlier today to New York Metropolitans. Rangers now 38-50 on the year. Seattle lost. They are now 48-40.
Another well-pitched game by Seattle, though.
Yeah. Ibar takes off, swing and a miss, the throw down, and it sails into center. Little insurance run as Ibar heads to third. Little collision there between Ibar and Marwin Gonzalez.
Big jump by Eric Ibar. His 11th stolen base. Almost better off not making the throw if you're Corcoran on that one because he had such a big jump.
Infield in. It is 5-1, and now Salas will pitch in the ninth. 0-2 count on Howie. Flares this one down the line, but tailing toward the seats. The count remains at 0-2.
So 2 gift runs so far in the game on errors made by Houston. Run back in the third when the ball got away from Singleton at first base, and then that throw into the outfield. Well, Porter's still dealing with such a young team. You're going to see those mistakes made for a while until they get experience at the major league level.
Ground ball to short, going on contact is Ibar. The throw is horrible, and Ibar is in there safely. Credit Kendrick with his 39th run batted in.
Again, young team making a mistake. On contact, always see the contact play on. Gonzalez was in position. And then the wide throw up the first base line. And the hand in before Corcoran could apply a tag. Good slide by Ibar. Just getting the hand down for the sweep tag.
There's Crone, 0 for 3. Bo Porter is coming out. There's action in the Astros pen. Might be a conversation just to calm him down a little bit. Anthony Bass is getting ready. Oh, Qualls not happy.
Qualls is chapped as he leaves the mound. A pitching change here in the 8th. 6-1 Angels. Is brought into the game by Bo Porter in the Houston Astros. 6-1 Angels. And a very curious move. Unless it's one of those get Bass back up on his horse after last night's outing, in which he really struggled. Gave up 4 runs in 2/3 of an inning. 2 home runs.
And the only other thing you could be thinking of is Bo Porter's thinking when he brought Qualls in, he wanted to try to keep it close to 4-1 when then the Angels would be able to expand the lead to 6-1. He didn't want to waste his closer with any more pitches to make sure he's available tomorrow.
Well, it's not what Qualls wanted, that's for sure.
No, he's a great competitor.
Yeah,
he's been outstanding for him.
He hadn't pitched in this series. He'd only thrown 14 pitches. So Bass will come in and face C.J. Cron with Howie Kendrick standing at first base.
Bass fastball is 92-96, slider, changeup.
Bass last night gave up the Freeze and Pujols home runs in that 7th inning. He'll chopper to third. Dominguez fires to Altuve. Relay back to first. It's in time. It's an inning-ending double play. We head to the 9th. The Angels leading at 6-1.
very good defensive play made by Michael Morin. Hank Conger's calling the baseball, going back on the ball. C.J. Cron collides into him, but the reaction by Michael Morin to catch that pop-off off the glove of Hank Conger, outstanding. The reaction, in position, dives, catches it before it hits the grass, finishes off the inning. A big out for the Angels, end up scoring 2 in the bottom of the 8th to expand the lead. Great reaction by Michael Morin.
Fernando Salas comes on in relief here in the 9th inning to try to finish this one off.
Well, he's a pitcher. You're there to direct traffic as much as possible, but you're also in position to pick up a teammate if need be, and he was able to do so by catching that pop-up.
First game for Salas since June 14th. This will be his 29th game in the big leagues. 4-0 record, a 2.96 ERA. It's on the DL with right shoulder inflammation. Dominguez, Presley, and Gonzalez for Houston here tonight. First one in for a strike. Rocketed foul and into the seats. And it is an 0-2 count. Dominguez 1 for 3 today, had a single back in the second. This is line right to second base. One down.
Good defensive positioning. Line drive out.
Alex Presley at the plate. Center fielder doubled and scored in the 7th inning. Michael Bourne, by the way, went 2/3 of an inning, 1 strikeout. Thatcher faced 1 batter and allowed a hit. That was it. No runs coming across on his ledger.
And Michael Bourne has done a very good job in some really pressure situations for a youngster.
Yeah, of all the guys that have been brought up to the big leagues this year by the Angels, basically auditioning them for the Angels bullpen, he's been the one that has stuck. Good stuff. Good moxie. Not afraid.
Great competitor.
Yep.
You can see it in him.
Game in Oakland, the bottom of the 8th inning. A's leading the Blue Jays 3-1. One pitch. Out back 1-2. Angels looking for their 51st win. 15 games over 500 for the first time this year. Looking for their 10th consecutive home victory. Garrett Richards spectacular through his 7 1/3. 1 run, 6 hits. Presley ground ball towards second. Howie to the backhand. Down.
Well, you talked about how well the Angels have played at home. 8 straight series wins. Winning these first 3 against the Astros, 1 out away from completing a 4-game sweep. If the Angels will be able to hold on and the A's hold on to their lead, the 2 best records in baseball at home both belong to the Angels and the A's.
There's Marwin Gonzalez, a shortstop. A 1 for 3 game with a single and a couple of strikeouts. Takes a little bit high. Blue Jays in town for a 3-game set beginning tomorrow night. Jared Weaver on the hill for the Angels. Jay Happ, the lefty, going for Toronto. 1-0. He's in there. 1 ball, 1 strike.
33,532 here today as Gonzalez cuts through. And it is 1-2. Those remaining on their feet here at the Big A. It'll be the Angels' 30th victory at home. It'll be 30-16. Pardon me, 30-14. 1-2 pitch. Just off the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Good miss, but just off the outside corner.
Two now. Downstairs, full count. Corcoran, the catcher, is on deck. Angels with 3 in the 3rd, 1 in the 7th, 2 in the 8th. Payoff pitch. Lifted in the air. Playable for Ibar, Hamilton, or McDonald. Eric Ibar is there. Light that baby up as the Angels complete the sweep of the Houston Astros today, the final 6-1.
Boy, Eric Ibar is everywhere to finish that off. What a game by Cole Calhoun leading off. He had 3 hits, including a home run, a walk. Balance in the lineup. Albert Pujols, a couple hits, including a 2 RBI single. Eric Ibar once again playing with the D, swinging the bat. Angels win this one 6-1. Garrett Richards improves to 10-2. 11 strikeouts, a career high for what we think he'll be the All-Star this season for the Halos, representing on the mound, along with Mike Trout starting in center field and potentially Eric Ibar.
We will find that out a little bit later on tonight as both All-Star teams will be announced. The Angels, their players themselves, probably already know whether or not they have made the All-Star team or not, or at least we know about Trout for sure. But whether Garrett gets that nod or Eric, we will have to wait and find out. A nice game, nice team game today as Garrett was fantastic on the mound. They scrapped out a couple of runs in that 3rd inning, one of which was unearned. They scored 2 unearned runs today, especially late.
Some hitting and running, stealing some bases. That's what you have to do. Some games you're going to win it with the long ball, like we saw last night in the 7th inning, and 8 runs, including 3 home runs today. Little ball helps out.
Cole Calhoun had another fantastic game. He's down on the field with Alex Curry. Alex?
Thank you, Victor. Cole, this team is 15 games over 500, 10 straight wins at home. What was the key to this series sweep?
We're just playing good baseball right now. We're getting good starting pitching and putting up some runs early and playing good. I mean, we can't really play much better than we did this 4 games.
Back-to-back 3-hit games for you. You've been batting .402 this past month, the best in the majors. What's made you so successful?
You know, I'm just trying to be a table setter for this offense. If I could get on base, and we got a pretty good chance to score. So that's been my key focus, and it's going good right now.
And what's the mood in the clubhouse like right now when you guys are playing this well?
It's a ton of fun. It's a playoff atmosphere in there, and, you know, that's just what we planned on doing all year. So we're in a nice little race right now, and we're going to keep it going.
Congratulations on a great win. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it. Angels sweep this 4-game series. Cole Calhoun with another 3-hit game. But don't go anywhere because Ken French and Jose Mota will break it all down on Angels Live next, presented by your SoCal Mossy dealer.